In it with no gimmicks, I am really what hope means. Niggas see us winning and they think they need more.
Welcome back to WSU, the number one college radio station all over New York City with your host, Kev. He's making noise. You know what I'm saying? We got HDBeenDope in the building.
It's me, BeenDope from the Nanos. What's up, man?
If you haven't heard What Can They Say, you gotta tune in.
Yeah.
The EP in 2022.
Hell yeah.
So tell me about that. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with that.
First and foremost, What Can They Say? Produced by Dizzy Banko. Shout out to Violation. It's a project that's just all about back against the wall. What you gonna do? How you gonna get it going? You understand what I'm saying? That's the feeling. All the music that you hear on that project is that I need just a little more in the tank to keep me going. That's what that music is. It's that energy.
So looking at it, looking at the numbers, I see the fans, the supporters' favorite song is Mamba.
For sure.
What is your favorite song on the album?
My favorite is What Who. I like the way the flows come in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you have a feeling that Mamba was gonna be the one that?
Oh, easily. When I made Mamba, I made that in my bedroom, well, my studio now. But I made the record and I sent it to my manager, Jew. He lived in my building upstairs, and he came downstairs and he was like, "What we doing?" But like, when I send records off, I usually have an inkling of like, all right, this is going to be something. So then him going, "Oh, what we doing?" is like, yeah, see, I knew I'm not crazy. And then it was just up and running since then, you know?
See, EP is a short form of like an album or project. So I want to know why those 5 songs. I know you probably have so many songs in the vault.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I don't even record in the sense of like just throwing mad things in the vault. Like, I make music a lot, you know what I'm saying? But like actual putting time into records, like when I don't just necessarily just make music. Like, all right, cool, we just made music. Like, we craft the records, you know what I'm saying? That's why the songs that stop when they do dynamics, things like that. Like, we really take time with these records. So all these records were very specific, you know what I'm saying? The craftsmanship of these records. And I feel like they're there because of they all tell the story of that energy where I was at in that time, you know?
Okay. And then you say you crafted it. What was the longest, let's say craftsmanship, or the longest time you spent on one song in that EP?
What Who might have been the longest, more so because we had a different beat when we first started that record. And it was crazy, but I felt like there was something that we could get out of it. So we really went back, shout out to Semi. He came through and, killed that beat, but we got it right.
And what was overall, what was the shortest song you ever made?
Shortest song that I made, probably most recent. Me and Oogie Man, you know Oogie Man?
Oogie Man, no.
Yeah, maybe that. Or Bird.
Oh, Bird, okay, I know Bird.
I made Bird pretty quickly. Bird was quick.
Okay. Well, and when you go to the studio, what's your approach? Because now I know you said you started from the bedroom doing everything, and then now you move to the studio. How does that approach? Because I know, the greats like Eminem, said like he treated it like a 9 to 5. Like, they said that he'll come in at 9 and leave at 5.
Yeah, I seen that interview too.
So what's your approach? Do you basically go to like at night times? Are you there in the morning and you gotta be out?
So since I record in my crib, like I'm still in my crib mostly. Like I rarely ever set up like I'm going to the studio today type of thing. If I'm recording, I'm usually in my crib. So I like to record early in the morning, kind of just get that out early, and then during the night I kind of spend that time to like listen to music while I'll be, like going back on everything that I made, listening back to it, or making beats, coming up with new ideas. But I like nighttime for more like ideas stuff.
Ideas.
Yeah.
What do you listen to in the nighttime?
Wow. These days, what have I been listening to? BX the Plug. I've been listening to. I was banging that heavy. I mean, it wasn't the night, but it was this morning. Bang that heavy. BX the Plug, crazy.
All right. Have you ever made your own playlist?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll be riding around a lot. Like, that's my favorite place to listen to music, in the car. So I got playlists just for being in the crib. And then even my manager, Jew, he be making playlists. So, like, we always got music going.
Yeah. What can they say? You spoke about Dizzy Banko. I know he's from L.I.
No. Dizzy's from upstate, like Newburgh.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
I think I got him mixed up with another producer. They were yelling at you. He was like, he's from LA, but...
Well, he's originally from the Bronx, and then moving back and forth. Like, yeah.
How did you meet that connection? I seen that the interview with Gay P, you said that you didn't meet him the first time you went to Gay P, but you met him in that time.
Yeah.
So, when did you meet him? And I also want to know, what's the funniest story you guys have together?
Met Diz... This was like November 2021. he found me through this record I did with Earl, and I found him through
The COVID freestyles.
COVID, exactly. Yeah. So boom, that's how we just ended up finding each other at the same time, and I think I might have reached out to him or he reached out. I don't remember, but hit him up, and then it just made sense. You know what I mean? We weren't even like originally making music right away. It was more like, okay, cool, I rock with you, and then we made music. So we met in November. We didn't make music till like January, and Mamba was the first record that we actually worked on. And then the funniest story that we got, damn, this is funny. This is definitely funny. I'm going. I don't even want to tell these stories. That's crazy. Nah, I can't tell that story.
Yeah, so it was like. Oh, I know you had a lot of stories with your friends and everything. I seen the whole story on Gabe. Y'all was talking about a girl was picking up your friend.
Oh yeah, man. That happened to another one of the homies too. I heard, man.
Another one. Well, some of all your homies getting picked up by a girl.
I don't know what's going on. It's an epidemic out here, bro. It's an epidemic.
And making these music speaking about girls. Have you ever got in trouble by a girl? Like, who you talking about in the song?
Bro, I just tell them it's music. But
it's music.
It's music. You know what I'm saying?
Did they call and ask who you talking about?
I've definitely had that before, for sure. I mean, but that's how you know the music is real. They hear themselves. And sometimes they think they hear themselves. You know what I mean? That happens too.
All right, that's good. You said the music is real.
Yeah.
How do you feel about when you hear about people like capping in their music and everything like that?
I mean, honestly, everybody's in it for different reasons. I feel like once you doing music, you got to know why you in it. And it's like, if I don't understand why you doing it, then I don't really care what you doing. Yeah. You feel me? If I'm not going to take the time to sit and like, all right, bro, why you doing this? Why? Like, I don't care to understand it, then I don't care what you doing.
All right, so then how do you stay true to yourself? This industry you hear a lot of industry. This industry's fake, and say like that. How do you stay true to yourself,
Again, it goes back to understand why you in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I make music. Like, I like making music. Like, that's really what I be doing. I just making music. So that's what I'm here to do, is to make music. All of the other stuffs, you know what I'm saying? Like, even, okay, I'll take it like this. Locked In is like my first record that's kind of like getting some steam before I even put it out. There's a lot of people that got their eyes on it.
You almost burned yourself in the video.
Right. It's crazy, right? We going for it. But it's a lot going on with this record prior to it coming out, and now people kind of moving and like, all right, well, you gotta, come on, it's going crazy. And it's like, I make music. I've been making music. Like, we gonna make music. You get what I'm saying? Like, this, how we move is how we move. Like, the world gonna react.
What's the process with Locked In? You know what I'm saying? You just spoke about everyone's like trying to rush you.
Yeah.
I feel like you already have them already the process of what you want to do with this record and how you want to market it and everything like that. So, what's the process behind that? Honestly,
Locked In is a record that I made from a place of, exactly how the hook sounds. I said, I don't want to link it, don't give a fuck about no optics. Like, that same thing you talk about the industry, like, how do you navigate staying true to yourself? It's things like that. Like, I understand what I'm here to do. And that's what Locked In is about, is really just giving people that energy. Like, I don't need to be around anybody. It's time to go. And I'm really speaking to those people with this record.
When did you know music was for you? How old were you?
Jeez. I was probably like 9. When 50 Cent, like when I was listening to 50, it was like, this is hard. That's when I was like, I want to make music. Then it's Wayne for me after that. Wayne made me want to like get nice with my pen. And then Cole was like, okay, I can speak about my life. Because for me, I was rapping like 50. I was rapping like Wayne, like subject matter, everything. You get what I'm saying? And then Cole was like, okay, I can be more introspective.
Did you have any other passions besides music at that time?
Nah, not really. Even when I was 9, I told my girlfriend's mom at the time that I wanted to be a rapper. So I wanted to be a rapper.
And looking back at it, and, let's say, what would you say to your 9-year-old self or your 15-year-old self, what you know now? What advice would you give to him?
You're not as crazy as they say you are. Or maybe you are. One of the two.
And then, building that, learning how to flow on raps, learning how to write, rhyme schemes, everything like that. What was the easiest thing that came to you? Like, was it the flow? Was it you really had the bars coming in? Like,
Yeah, when I first started, it definitely was like bars. Like that's what I cared about mostly. It was like, all right, I gotta be saying the most crazy things. And I think eventually it was like flow became more of a thing that I acquired, and song structure, like all came together.
And over the years, you said that you learned, or off camera, you told me that you learned how to engineer. You know how to produce. What is the hardest? Because rappers would say rap, producers would say making the beat because you're like, oh, you can't have the song without the beat. And engineers, like, we the ones that put everything.
Honestly, I'm going, engineers deserve a lot more respect because a bad mix, like, granted, for the natural ear, maybe, like, a bad mix doesn't really matter too much, but you notice a really good mix, even if you're not trained. You feel me? Like, when somebody is doing a great mix and the song sounds amazing, it's like that should be revered. So yeah, I'm going for the engineer.
Besides yourself as the engineer, who knows you the best of how to mix your vocals, how to mix everything?
Wow. That's a whole process, man. That's a process. But I do say, like, shout out to, you know, my homie Kev. Like, he goes crazy. He mixed Locked In. You know what I'm saying? So Kev is, if you hear the record, the way that record bangs,
He knew what you wanted.
he understood it. He understood it.
He understood the assignment and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly. When y'all hear that, y'all gotta go shout out Kev. Make sure you show him some love because it's banging.
All right. I see that you're about to perform South by Southwest.
It's crazy.
Friday.
It's my first time, you know.
In Texas?
Yeah. No, not my first time in Texas. First time at South by.
South by?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Honestly, I'm excited. I was just watching Kendrick at the Elmore in 2013 when they broke the floor. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to fuck something up, man.
You're trying to go crazy. Are you I mean, this will be out after the performance. So, you know, how do you think? Are you gonna perform Locked In?
Yeah, of course.
Do you feel like it's gonna be how you think it's gonna be? You think it's gonna go crazy?
Yeah. The thing about it is, I know what I'm gonna do. You feel me? Like, I know what I'm gonna do. The shows, that's where I do the shows.
How do you approach like a show? How do you approach like you performing and all that? You seen these rappers saying, "Oh, I have these like before rituals," or like, or like, you know, I throw up before.
Nah,
you see
usually somebody said that they threw up before.
Like they throw up before just
every show.
Not every show, but like most of the shows, just to get rid of like the nervousness and everything like, in the beginning of their career.
Damn, nah, I didn't have anything like that. My biggest thing, I used to like be sleep before my shows. I don't know. I just like to be quiet and be in my space before shows. But that's my favorite part about all of this.
How would you think is your audience? Like when you perform, are you coming in expecting mosh pit type of thing, or are you trying to expect like you want people to sit there, stand there, just like rap? You know,
it's a whole journey. A lot of the music is energy. You know what I'm saying? So people that even come in there expecting, because you know I be rapping, so people expect, okay, cool, just gonna be a tame show. But it's like, nah, we be in there. It's energy. You feel me? It's a whole lot of energy, and a lot of the times people will leave the shows feeling like, wait, I didn't expect to be wilding like that, but you got me there. You know.
So how is that feeling? Like seeing people in the crowd like rapping your lyrics like to you, like with you, like how's that feeling?
That's incredible because when I'm writing these records, it's like, okay, I feel this. I think people will resonate with it, but you don't know that until it's actually like materializing. You know what I'm saying? So seeing people in the crowd singing the words back is like, oh, okay, like this is happening. It's real now. You know.
And speaking more about the fan support, I want to know, what was the craziest thing a fan said to you? Maybe via DM or in person. What was like the funniest, craziest thing someone said to you?
Somebody definitely told me I was the reason why they make music, and that was like more so like, damn, that's crazy. Or one of the homies, my homie Life of Tom, right? He's a rapper. He told me that watching my videos was the reason why he started mixing his own songs.
Okay.
And I thought that was ill, because, like, I just be doing things, you know what I mean? Like, as an artist, you just create. But to see that it actually got lasting impact, that was fire. So shout out to the Tom.
Would you want to consider yourself as a role model?
I mean, I feel like you don't necessarily put that on yourself. Like that's what people gonna see you as that.
You as like that, but like a lot of people like to denounce it. I'm not a role model.
I'm human more than anything, and I feel like that's what you get in the music. You feel me? So if that's a role model, then cool. But like, I'm a human more than anything. In my music, I feel like you're gonna hear me say something that you might be like, "Whoa, why would you say that?" But you also might hear me say something like, "Wow, that's super profound." I'm a human. It's just what humans do.
Yeah. And when so speaking about the music, then being human, have you ever made a song that was too personal to ever put out? Like you just
to ever put out.
Like this is just for you or maybe some close friends.
I definitely have music that I just be listening to that I don't care to put out, but like there hasn't been anything that I was like, nah, this is too personal for me to put it out. Like I put them out.
Do you feel like you found your sound? Because you said when you was 9, you went from 50 to try to sound like Wayne to sound like J. Cole, and then you see the New York. You're in New York, so you see the New York scene. So you maybe have like try to like follow a little bit when you was younger. But now, do you feel like this is the sound that you're?
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like the place that I'm creating from right now is at a very, very high place. You know what I'm saying? Like everything feels, sounds, and it just registers in the same place. You get what I'm saying? The shows match the music, match the, everything is just coming together. So yeah, I feel like this is where we at.
And it got you to sign to Roc Nation. How's that
100%.
feeling?
That's dope because being at Roc, they understand what I'm trying to do. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially in this day and age, I feel like artists kind of come, they go, but they understand that like we're trying to build legacy.
When you have shows, you throw up the Roc. I feel like if I was
at all the shows,
yeah, I throw the Roc.
Nah, I mean, I always, that's love. That's the family. So you got to.
Yeah, you got to. I feel like because you grow up looking at that, like you see Jay, the Roc.
I got a record that's gonna come out in a couple. I can't say when, but it's coming out, and it's very much like owed to them. You know what I'm saying? It's dope.
All right. How do you feel about the state of hip hop in New York right now?
State of hip hop in New York is dope because it's wide open. I feel like we're in a place where obviously drill is the dominant sound of New York City, and I think still kind of is, but we're in a place where there's a lot more things popping up because being that drill was so dominant, people are like, all right, well, I want to find something else now, you know what I mean? But the reality of it is there's always been so much happening in New York, it just might not have been highlighted, but I feel like we're in a place where we can have subsections in New York now, you know what I mean? Because the drill culture is not going away. Like, the drill scene is not going anywhere. And I don't think it should. Like, it's fire. We just need other things to pop up in light of it. And I think that's what's happening right now.
So, I like how you said the subsections. Do you feel like a subsection can become the main section for a little bit? We off camera we spoke about from the psychedelic rap from Joey and then boom bap to, was it 2015, 2016, which was Bobby Shmurda 2014.
Yeah, and that was like the beginning of the drill.
Yeah. So, like, do you feel like, and then you can say 2017, 2018 was a melodic scene for a little bit. They had their run for a year or two with A Boogie and TJ. Do you feel like another subsection will come out of it?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like what Diz and Violation is doing just sound-wise is going to be the backbone of the city. I see it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's incredible music coming out of there. And the dope part about it is how it's evolving. You know what I mean? I don't think people are expecting that, but it's gonna be super dope.
Where do you feel like your sound ranks in the hierarchy in New York?
Honestly, my sound is very much we taking it global. You know what I'm saying? It's worldly. That's what we want to do with the music.
Globally, worldly. What was the farthest a supporter reached out to you? Someone like, hey, I'm a fan.
Australia. I mean, my first early shows was in Paris, bro. Like my first show that I did was in Paris, opened up for Doppelgangers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Europe just been showing me love since the early days. So it's definitely a lot of people from over there that still support heavily.
And speaking about that, you opened up. My first interview ever, it never got released onto the public. But my first ever interview to get into space was with someone that brought you out and toured with them, Portugal the Man.
Word, my guys, that's dope. Word.
So
okay,
that was my first. I seen that you guys had the connection. How is that made that connected? Because I got into them through Flatbush Zombies. They had them on the Vacation to Hell album. So that's when I got into it. And I'm doing my research on you. And I was like, oh, he knows Portugal the Man. How did that connection?
So quick story. I was supposed to. I opened up for Lady Leisure. You remember Lady Leisure?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So opened up for Lady Leisure at Gramercy Theater, and it so happened that the stage manager at that show was Portugal the Man's road manager.
Oh, that's
So a couple months after that show, he hit me and he was like, "Yo, I road managed for this band. They're gonna be in New York in a couple months. I think you should open. Do what you want." I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna open. Mind you, I didn't know who they were at the time, but you know, do your Googles. Okay, cool. These guys got some views. They're going crazy. The music's fire. All right, sure, I'll open. It's a crowd to get in front of, and I ended up doing that show. It was fire. We just created a bond quickly, and then told my booking agents about that, and they were like, "Yo, that's pretty big." Like, cause again, I'm a kid from Brooklyn. I'm not really thinking too much of it. They like, nah, that's big, and they got in contact with Portugal's booking agent. And was like, "Yo, a tour, would that make sense for them to open?" And they was like, "Hell yeah, come on." You know.
Okay.
So
how was that like performing to a different type of crowd? Because I know that's
honestly, it's fun because so even like I was saying, my early shows were in Europe, right? So my job being somebody that's not speaking the same language as people is like, I gotta give y'all the energy. Like that's what you're gonna relate to, the energy. So I approached being an opener for Portugal in the same way. It's like I just gotta give y'all the energy. You don't gotta necessarily care. It don't gotta be your favorite song, but for this 3 minutes that I'm performing in this song, you gotta be like, yo, he really believes this. Like he's about that. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that he's saying in the song, I believe it. I feel it. You know, and if that happens, then I'm good.
Okay. What was the best performance you feel like you ever had personally?
Ever?
Yeah. So not the best city, but the best you think like you did the best.
I did the best. I did a show in Richmond, Virginia. This was like last year. Was that last year or the year before? I think that was the year before. But yeah, I did a show in Richmond, and that show, the energy just from the start to the finish, it was just like, nah, this is a great show. Like that felt amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's talk about what you got going on in the future and everything like that. The show's coming Friday, and then after that is what's next. What's the rollout for 2023? We're in.
Oh man, so
going to the second quarter. So
yeah, it's about to get heavy. You know, obviously Locked In is about to drop. It's right on the cusp of being out. And then after that, we got the project. What can they say? The deluxe version.
Okay.
We dropping that, and then I'm coming right back. You know what I mean? Coming back very soon. So.
Locked In is dropping. When's Locked In dropping?
I got a date, but we can't talk about it.
Why not? Why can't we? The inside scoop.
We got a date, I think. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we can't talk.
With records like that, let's say it pops off like how we want it. We know it's gonna be millions of views.
Yeah.
Big artists gonna reach out. Who is that artist you think will fit for that remix?
Everybody been saying Cole, and I like that. I think Cole would go crazy on that. Originally, that second verse was supposed to be Lola Brooke. True story. But so I think obviously she would sound great on that. But yeah, Cole, Meek would sound crazy on that too. It's a couple people.
Okay. And then my last question, I always ask this question towards the end. What type of legacy do you want to have with the name HDBeenDope? Spoke about Cole. He built his legacy. So when 5, 10, 15 years down the line, when people are like, yo, you still listen to HDBeenDope because he still got it right now. What do you want people to know you for?
Definitely the energy, more importantly, because as I said, the shows is like a big thing for me. I really enjoy that aspect of making music, performing the music. Definitely the energy, and more importantly, the human aspect of it. You know what I mean? My brand is lab, learn and become better, right? That's really what I want my imprint to be beyond everything else. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a mindset. It's a mentality. That's how we move throughout the day. It's all about evolution. You know what I'm saying? You're going to learn something, whether it's the most complex thing or the most simple thing, every single day. But if you ain't using it to, like, make yourself better in some way, then there's no real point in learning, So that's what I want people to take away outside of the music, That's a lifestyle. It's a brand.
Perfect. Good luck on your performance on Friday. As myself, when people see this, you already been performed. I already know you're going to kill it. Yeah. So where people can find you on social media wise?
Everywhere, HDBeenDope. HDBeenDope. BeenDope for the nanos. Come find me.
Thank you for coming through.